Hey there everybody, my name is Josh Koerner, and in this video we're going to be talking about cinematic lighting. Not necessarily on a budget, but not like RE Sky panel levels of lighting here either. So this is going to be just from my experience, so let's just go ahead and call this a commentary video and roll that intro. Hey there everybody, I want to take a quick minute, and it is just going to be a minute to thank everybody who has been engaging with my content lately. It's not been doing as well as I would have liked it to do, and that's really been getting under my skin. And those of you who have elected to comment, to engage with me through that platform, to like or dislike either one of those, they both matter to me. I really appreciate that you would take the time out to do that and to express your support or that I need to work on improving, or to have the conversation with me. So I would really appreciate it if you're watching this video that you would do the same. And for those of you who have watched my other content and engaged, I just, again, want to say thank you very much. I very much appreciate it. So you're here because you're interested in cinematic lighting, right? And there's a couple of key things that I want to drop before we really get into the nitty-gritty. And that is that in all likelihood, no matter what it is that you're interested in, you will more than likely be able to learn very fundamental parts of what you want to do by consuming what is already there around that subject. And that's what I've kind of done with this. I've consumed, and it wasn't intentional. I think it's actually because now I have a bicolor light, and so I've started seeing things a little bit differently in the content that I consume. I've been paying more attention to lighting lately, and that's kind of led to this mini breakthrough for me, and that is that cinematic lighting is about controlling your color temperature. Filmmaking in general is about control. It's about being able to exercise control over nearly every aspect of the project that you're working on, right? And that's why people like yourself and people like myself love it, because we're a little bit of control nerds, and this is a way to constructively exercise that need. Now, if you're not a control nerd and you're still interested, then great. I would love it if you would not judge me too harshly for being a bit of a control nerd myself. So, moving on, the piece that I mentioned a minute ago is controlling color temperature. It's also going to be the intensity of light. Right now I'm working with a window, so I can't do that super well because it is a cloudy day and the sun is coming in and out. But what I want to impart with you is that you can really learn this stuff from consuming content that you're interested in. So I was watching Eureka lately because I haven't seen it in a while, and I finally got tired of it and moved to Star Trek: The Next Generation because I really like the moral principles that they try to impart. And I'm going to leave that there because I'm not a huge Trekkie and I can't keep up with people that are. But one of the things that I noticed that was exactly the same between those two totally different eras of production was the lighting. And what that was for me was a bit of an epiphany, because I'd never paid attention to it. I always was like, oh, that's good production quality. Or, you know, I would pay attention to the cinematography, the motions of the camera, the way that the camera would move through the space, and not the lighting. And once I have started paying attention to lighting, I've seen stuff like this more and more often. And what this is one of those elements of control, and control with color temperature, because the key lights in both of these oeuvres would be CTO, right? They would be color temperature orange, tungsten type color temperature. And then there would be another light either on the side of the face or, you know, back here a bit, that would be more daylight balanced, obviously then with the camera somewhere in the middle, with the white balance of the camera somewhere in the middle. And so that started me thinking was, well, shoot, I can do that now, can't I? Because I have two lights, and I can make a third happen if I need to, because I got a window in the space that I shoot. So I really started diving into it, and I'm happy to admit to making a couple mistakes along the way. And I'm also happy to admit that I wouldn't have been able to do it without the quality of lights that I have. And so this isn't a video about, you know, absolutely everybody can do this on whatever budget you have. This isn't DIY filmmaker. I think that you do have to be invested into making this happen in the long term and investing in the products that will get you there. Not to say that the ones that I have are, although I am very confident that they will be for me. So I think you have to have that mindset that I'm going to go out and I'm going to get the right things for this job in order to be able to do this effectively and repeatably. One of the things I do at work all the time is make process improvements. So whether that's, in Excel with VBA macros or with business intelligence tools, what I'm trying to do is to take a process, and they're always repeatable, repetitive, iterative tasks, and simplify them, right? To make something else, make the computer, make the machine crunch through all that so that a human being doesn't have to. And what you're trying to do in filmmaking is not fundamentally that much different, even if it's just for YouTube like this, right? You're trying to create a controlled, repeatable scenario so that you can have a consistent output. And that's the key. Whether you're in business or whether you're in filmmaking, what you want when you walk away from set or from that project, you want a consistent output. And so it's something that I've really glommed onto in the way that I'm trying to light my videos, because I can consistently output what I consider to be a higher than previous production quality video because of the lighting setup, because of the cinematic lighting setup. So, as I've already shared with you, here's a key, and that's color temperature orange. Here's a hair light, and then here's the window. And there's my cinematic lighting setup. It is a 3-point lighting setup, kind of to go quickly through. 1 point is one light. You can use the sun, you can use a window, whatever like that. 2 point is what I typically use. I use this big light and this little light, and oftentimes I'm having to shoot at night because I do work a day job in an office. And right now, the light outside is pretty decent, so I'm trying to bring that in and make it a little bit more complex and more interesting. So I hope you've learned something from this video, to use different color temperatures across different sides of the face, across different sides of your subject, really, to kind of enhance the production quality of your content, to bring an element of the cinematic in without having to know how to do a LUT to make it teal and orange. You can make it teal and orange in camera with good lighting. So yeah, I think that's about all I have today. Thank you very much for your time and for your attention in this video. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next one.